Two reasons why you should be scared of the Steelers. Good defenses win championships, and the best offense is defense. Plus, you need to run the ball to open up the pass. What are your thoughts down below? Let's talk about these Pittsburgh Steelers. Yo, what's going on, guys? And as we can naturally assume, the Pittsburgh Steelers won't have a losing season as long as arguably one of, if not the best head coach in the NFL, Mike Tomlin, is going to be there. He gets the best out of his players, and he doesn't take losing seasons. So obviously, Big Ben retired, okay? And, you know, Yinzers all around the world are probably sad. But this team's still good. And one may argue that Big Ben moving on, they'll have finally a quarterback who can take the deep shots down the field. Now, obviously, Mike Tomlin is the team's most important player, or not even player, person, okay? Because in his 15 seasons, he's never finished below 500. And right now, I believe they're going to continue that streak of 500 or better. So, obviously, we need to talk about the quarterback situation. Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, and Mitch Trubisky. I'm sorry about Dwayne Haskins, RIP, T's and peace to his family. It's actually really tragic. Now, either way, Trubisky's 29 and 21 as a starter in his career from 2017 to 2020. And that's not bad. That's not bad, okay, at all. I personally would rather start Mitch Trubisky or Kenny Pickett. I do not like Mason Rudolph. I think Mason Rudolph, first reason I don't like it is the attitude and the vibe he gives off. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the whole Myles Garrett situation, and I feel like a lot of Yinzers feel this way. But, and also, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, so I know shouldn't be a Steelers fan. I've just watched a lot of Steelers football for over the last 15 years of my life because we played you guys 2 times a year. And I don't know, Mason Rudolph, every time I saw him, he just had a smug look on his face. Didn't seem like people were galvanized by him. And Mitch Trubisky, if they can unlock him to be what he was that year he was in the Pro Bowl, which I believe, what was it, 2018 or 2019? Then they got themselves a dog. Okay, a guy who could be a bridge starter till Kenny Pickett's ready. And Kenny Pickett, in my opinion, the 20th overall pick of the draft out of Pittsburgh, literally just opened the door and went next door. And he had the ACC single season record for 2 touchdowns, which broke local hometown hero Dan Marino's record. And I want to say, I understand if Mitch Trubisky starts, that's fine. Kenny Pickett, coming out of the draft, I thought the best comparison for him was a more mobile Matt Hasselbeck, which people don't realize. Matt Hasselbeck shouldn't have, what was he, undrafted or a late pick in late 90s. Matt Hasselbeck was a top 15 quarterback for most of his prime. And I think we'll figure out in preseason who's the starting quarterback, but I think that this is a team that they're going to give Mason Rudolph a fair shot. Steelers always give their guys fair shots, but I think it's going to come down to Mitchell Trubisky and Kenny Pickett. And it's honestly Mitchell Trubisky's job to lose. If Mitchell Trubisky can extend plays, not turn the ball over, and make the right reads, he's the starter. Because this is going to be a run-first team, okay? Expect Najee Harris to have, oh my God, an insane year. Because if you think his rookie year of 1,200 yards on a 3.9 average per carry and 7 touchdowns with 74 receptions, 467 yards, is just the beginning. This guy's going to come out again, have 1,500 yards rushing, 10 touchdowns, and at least 500 yards reception. All right, he's going to have 2,000 yards of scrimmage, in my opinion. I think Najee Harris is going to establish himself as a top 5 running back in the NFL. Now, let's talk about this defense, because defense wins championships. Brian Flores is the new senior defensive assistant and linebackers coach, and we can talk about, like, I really think Brian Flores, people don't realize how good of a defensive coach he is. And even though he's like an assistant coach, he still will make an impact. TJ Watt tied the 22.5 Michael Strahan's single sack record. And oh wait, he did that in 15 games, and then people are going to be like, well, he wouldn't have been able to accomplish it because he played in the 18th week, which has never been done before. Okay, cool. And also Brett Favre, like, kind of laid down and gave Michael Strahan, and I'm a Brett Favre fan, but let's admit, Brett Favre gave Michael Strahan the sack record. But also, I think Buddy Johnson is a guy you need to look out, from a 4th round pick from a year ago. And they also have Miles Jack, who, ooh, dude, they got Miles Jack. Alex Highsmith, Buddy Johnson, Miles Jack, and Devin Bush. I really like that. And I know some people have said Devin Bush has underachieved. I think Devin Bush has been solid. I really like the signing of Miles Jack, who was just flinged away from Jacksonville. And he's literally going into his 7th season, and he is 26 years old. 26 years old. Literally came into the NFL at 20 years old. And his past 2 seasons, he's had 108 and 118 tackles. I'm telling you, Miles Jack, great pickup. Then you got Devin Bush, who, look, Bush ranked 58th among linebackers, and allegedly, like, you could argue he's never quite lived up to expectations. But people forget, Devin Bush, rookie year, Devin Bush, first 2 years, not bad. Look, Devin Bush, okay, well, his 2nd season don't even count, but his first year, Devin Bush came out. If Devin Bush can replicate the 109 tackles he had with 2 interceptions, I think forced fumble, I think nobody's going to have a problem. Devin Bush, just try to be like you were your rookie year, and the Steelers fandom will be all right. So these are the games that I think they need to win. Week 4, again, also shout out Adam Rank for the information. I use Adam Rank's State of the Franchises for the help, just to keep me on task. Like, there's a lot of details to NFL teams have 53. I'm an NBA guy. I mean, I love the NFL, but NBA's teams have 15. I can memorize 15. I can't memorize 53. I mean, I could. But week 4, New York Jets. That's a game they got to win, okay? And if Mitchell Trubisky is sucking, week 4 will be the first week, I believe, we'll see our man, Kenny Pickett, take over the job if Mitch has been sucking. Week 10, personally, is where we'll know where the Steelers season is. If the Steelers are going downhill and they want to just throw in Kenny Pickett, week 10 against the Saints. But week 10 versus the Saints is where we'll know if they're making a playoff push. And then obviously week 17 against the Ravens is when we'll know if they're going to be making that full-on playoff push. So a lot of people will say, is this offensive line bad? Because the line's awful. And the line did finish ranked 26 per Pro Football Focus. And I think that the line's decent. And Harris ranked 4th in rushing with 1,200 yards. But he did run at 3.9. And Kevin Dotson's not bad. They added James Daniels, who was the 23rd ranked free agent according to Greg Rosenthal. Mason Cole's a decent veteran center. And Trubisky could help mask the offensive line the way Roethlisberger did by getting rid of the ball quickly. And Trubisky's career numbers of throwing with less than 2.5 seconds to throw is 73% completion rate, 31 to 11 interceptions, 31 touchdowns to 11 interceptions with a 95.5 passer rating, comparable to Roethlisberger's 70% completion rating, 37 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 97.5 passer rating. So that's actually eerily similar. So basically, this is going to be Mitchell Trubisky or Kenny Pickett are going to run a lot of RPOs. Run first team, expect that. Run first team, RPOs to mask the offensive line, quick offense. Everything's going to be coming out quick. And then, obviously, we need this defense to be fixed. Pittsburgh has been awesome at getting the quarterback since TJ Watt has came, with a league-leading 273 sacks since 2017 in first place. But the Steelers ranked 20th in scoring defense, 24th in yards allowed last season, and it was the first time they finished 20th or worse in either category since 1999, which was Chuck Knowles' last year on the job. And they were terrible against the run, allowing 146.1 rushing yards. And look, Miles Jack, Buddy Johnson, Brian Flores, Larry Oguanajobi, and I think are going to make this team. I think this is a top 10 defense in my opinion. Also, look at this. I don't think you guys realize what the Pittsburgh Steelers did, but the Pittsburgh Steelers are geniuses. Guess who they drafted? George freaking Pickens. George Pickens at one point, like when he first started college, was projected to be like the next AJ Green. George Pickens has AJ Green potential. They compare him to Josh Rollins. Freaking no. This guy, yes, he tore his ACL and he battled back. But dude, this guy is literally AJ Green 2.0 in my opinion. And like for me, I love George Pickens and I think he's going to be a dog. All right, Daniel Jeremiah ranked him as his 61st prospect in the draft out of the top 100, and they were able to get him in the second round. A team that has not missed on a single wide receiver in the last 30 years. Literally, they got Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, and then you know what? You should just look at this. Juju, Emmanuel Sanders, Mike Wallace. When the Steelers draft the wide receivers, just know that this guy's going to be good. Najee Harris, this guy is a dog. I told you, he did bulk up to a Jerome Bettis weight in a good way. He's a second-year guy who's trying to, just become more and more of a dog. And I think this team is going to finish above 500. And I'm confident that they can get to where they need. I think they're going to be making a playoff push. Definitely. That's where I want to hear your thoughts down below, guys.